Hey guys, my name is Andrew, Theincarnations here, bringing back another YouTube video. And today we're going to be talking about whether or not I think manga is a good investment or not. So, if you have time, feel free to watch the end of the video to see what my opinion is. Alright, if you don't have the time to spare and you want a short answer on whether I think it's a good or bad investment, the answer is a bit of both, but mostly bad. Why do I think it's a bad investment? Well, there are probably way better ways to make your money and get a better return. Examples of this would be in the stock market, commodities, crypto, whatever. There are way better ways to make your money / lose money. And it depends on what asset you're buying, but manga is just not that asset that will go up in price. Why do I say that? Well, majority of manga lose its value. Just look at some of your manga on your shelves, if you have any. And then go onto a secondary marketplace such as Facebook Marketplace. Most likely you'll see a bunch of manga that are trading well below its sticker price. And what is sticker price? It is the price that you see at the back of your books and the price that people pay retail for, or MSRP, manufacturer's retail sale price. I think that's what it stands for. So yeah, majority of manga will sell below its retail price. So that just shows that it's not a good investment. There's also the fact that manga is mass produced. Example of this would be One Piece. One Piece has been around for like 2 decades now, or even more, I don't know, 20 plus years basically, and has been like the top of the top in popularity. But because of this, it's been reprinted, a lot of copies have been sold, then obviously the supply is up on the charts. And because it has such a high supply, then that just means owning a copy of One Piece it's pretty commonplace. You can purchase it anywhere because there's millions of copies produced. And then you see some people buying out-of-print manga. Some people think out-of-print manga will go up in price. And what is out-of-print manga? It's basically manga that basically doesn't get printed by a publisher due to like low sales or lack of popularity. And the thing with out-of-print manga, sometimes they can get reprinted. And for example, if we take a look at Hellsing recently got announced by Dark Horse that they're gonna get reprints in its single format, and that could very well make the price of the single mangas less in value in the aftermarket. I think it was selling upwards of like 300 Canadian dollars for a complete 10 volume set of Hellsing. Now I think it's not going to be worth as much because it's just going to be a reprint. I could very well be wrong. Another example of this would be Higurashi. You know, the Higurashi set that's used to sell for in the thousands range because of the pandemic and the rise of people buying it up because they think it's out of print and it's gonna raise up in value. Well, those people, their $1,000 collection just got sliced in half because if you look at the eBay sales right now, the Higurashi set doesn't sell for that much anymore. I think it sells in like the 500 plus range. That's a 50% of their wealth gone, I guess. There's also the fact that manga could be like a phase that everyone loved to buy in the past but stops doing in the future. I don't think that's the case, but that could also happen, I guess. But yeah, you also should consider that as another factor as well. So yeah, if you're just listening by this, manga is not a good investment, but it is very volatile. Enough of the bad side. Why do I think it's a good investment? Well, I don't think all manga are good investments. I specifically think manga that are limited editions, like, for example, this One Piece gold foil. This is probably a good investment for the long term. I think they're limited edition. They're never going to be reprinted again, and they just look cool as a collector's item. There's also the One Piece hollow foil, which was printed in a 5,000 limited quantity. Those, if you look at the resale market, those sell for extreme prices. And if you're a collector, those things are always going to retain in value because there's always going to be a need for people to buy things, especially if One Piece is going to stay popular for a really long time. There's also like the Naruto hollow foil, the Shaman King hollow foil, a couple more, but I don't have in the top of my head. There's also some collector edition mangas. For example, there's the Bleach collector edition manga. It's in the hardback covers, and those go for upwards of like $100. But then there's also the other spectrum of limited edition things that are kind of worthless. So you really need to do your research on whether or not these limited edition things will go up in value. There's some things that are limited edition, for example, the Loot Crate mangas that are completely worthless. So yeah, you have to take those into account. There's also, I think there's also the SDCC mangas that are released in or sold in the Comic Cons. For example, there's the My Hero Academia one and the One Punch Man ones that sell for a lot of money. So yeah, if you hold onto those mangas, those limited edition mangas, those are gonna retain its value for a long time to come, I think, especially if it stays popular because they're collector items and they're not gonna be reprinted again. Aside from being a limited edition, I think also being discontinued and never being published is also a factor that will make a manga stay valuable for future to come. An example of this would be the Act Age mangas. If you don't know what happened with the Act Age mangaka, with their controversy and why they went to jail, basically they sexually assaulted a minor in public. I think they groped them, and because of this, this resulted in them losing their ability for their manga to be published. So yeah, I guess that sucks for them. A couple years ago, Shonen Jump ceased their publication of the Act Age manga and it only got 2 volumes in English. So because of this, I don't think the Act Age manga is ever gonna be reprinted again because of the controversies. And I think the value of this specific piece of medium manga will only go up in value because it's actually a pretty good series and not a lot of people will own it because it's limited now. So yeah. There's also the fact that a lot of manga go out of print. Obviously, if it goes out of print, the manga prices will go up. Also be aware that it could be reprinted. But a good way to avoid this is to check if the manga publishers are defunct. And this is a way I mainly like to buy out of print manga. If the publisher is defunct publishers are ADV, Comics One, Dr. Master Books. They're all defunct. And those series will never be published again with those publishers. And I say with those publishers because some of the licenses could get picked up from newer publishers if they think it's really valuable and they think they're going to make money if they reprint them. Lesser known series like Beat X by the same creator of Knights of the Zodiac, which also is printed by Tokyo Pop. And I don't think it's going to get reprinted by them because they don't own the licenses anymore as well. So because it's out of print, first of all, and it's from a defunct publisher, doesn't have the rights to it anymore. Tokyo Pop is in business, but it doesn't have the rights to it anymore. The price of those mangas will continually go up in value. In my honest opinion, I could very well be wrong, so you also have to take my words with a grain of salt. There's also the fact that this series didn't get a huge amount of printings or didn't get really popular, and because of that, it just went out of print as well. We can take that example for things like Firefighter Daigo, which I'll take over here. Printed by Viz. Really out of print. You can't really find these anymore. They're extremely expensive. I don't think they'll ever get reprinted. They could, but I don't think they will be printed. So yeah, those are reasons why I think it could be a good investment. I say could, not a great one, but it could be a good investment. And obviously, if you're going to be flipping this in the short-term period, if you're going to buy some manga and you're going to be flipping it in the short term, it's a really, really lucrative way to get some money. I do it personally. I've sold a lot of manga for good money. And if you're looking to resell manga books, and if you know what you're doing, then you could very well make a lot of money reselling some out-of-print manga. In short, manga is not really a good investment. There's money to be made, and you're more likely to make a lot more money if the manga is out of print, has a defunct publisher or license. If the more checkbox you check off, the more likely your manga will go up in value. So that's my 2 cents. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think about buying out of print manga, whether it's a good investment or not. Let me know if I'm stupid, delusional. Remember, it's not financial advice. I'm not trying to convince you or anyone to buy out of print manga. I'm just here saying my own opinion. I'd like to hear your opinions. Hopefully this helps out someone. Anyways, bye for now. If you guys want more videos about out of print manga and buying out of print manga, then let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to do more videos about these. Yeah, bye.